The station that plays indie artist music and makes local celebrities. This is WMRR Radio. Host your show on WMRR Radio. Get on air at WMRR Radio, the podcaster station. WMRR Radio, the sponsors and advertiser station. Grow your business with WMRR Radio. Start a career in radio. WMRR Radio broadcast training going on now. Register today. Stay tuned and tune in to the Ms. Ross Radio Show on WMRR Radio Miami.
Get in the indie artist mix with Ms. Ross, broadcasting live from your location. 15 minutes of commercial free.
Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. Oh, we back.
That's why I say fuck these niggas. This world so cutthroat. This pussy
y'all
niggas
join Shut Alive.
Location, the hoes, I'm growing grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold game, boy, you better have your scully and coat. That's why I say fuck
tap in, hit me with it, yo.
They wanna back you just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, and still when you foot the bill sometimes. That's why I say fuck these niggas. This world so cutthroat. This pussy niggas love to take your location, the hoes, I'm growing grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold game, boy, you better have your scully and coat. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Them niggas hate for a rise. They want a partial just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, and still when you foot the bill sometime. That's why I say fuck these niggas. In my city ain't no freedom, why they call it liberty. We slapping pussy niggas down like we at the Wimbledon. Line them up with the beam if he acting jittery. His homie put that pinch back, he said he ain't with trickery. Neighbors behind that 4-5 will put you out your misery. Chopper leave you wet, crime scene slippery. Leave a nigga smoke.
Y'all tap in, join the Shut Alive. We back. It's Man Talk Monday.
So I'ma call you Hillary. When it come to money, boy, I get a craving. You niggas turn trade when your homies need saving. I'm rolling even when I get tired, I'm Nick Saban. Stacking up my bread, I ain't got time to be slaving. Fuck that delaying, I need my repayment. This my tools like concrete and lay you like pavement. Baptize you with bullets, all you need is saving. My chorus is divine, all life real estate. So this world so cutthroat. These pussy niggas love to take your location. The hoes, I'm growing grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold game, boy, you better have your scully and coat. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Them niggas hate for a rise. They want a partial just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, and still when you foot the bill sometime. That's why I say fuck these niggas. This world so cutthroat. These pussy niggas love to take your location. The hoes, I'm growing grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold
y'all
game,
join the Shut
Alive. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Them niggas hate for a rise. They want a partial just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, and still when you foot the bill sometime. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Tis the season, I'm here for a reason. I'm bullets hit you screaming, they can't stop the bleed. These niggas torn on the court when we cross up a reach. You see a light like a beacon when I'm sparking the heat. I got the 4-5 and deep in the beam is the sicker. Your price is way too high for this reef. I'm thinking about keeping. I see you pussies banging your colors, but I'm thinking about bleaching. They talk behind your back, these bitches but smile when they say why I say fuck these niggas. This world so cutthroat. These pussy niggas love to take your location. The hoes, I'm going grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold game, boy, you better have your scully and coat. Why I say fuck these niggas. Them niggas hate for a rise. They want a partial just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, still when you foot the bill sometime. That's why I say fuck these niggas. This world so cutthroat. These pussy niggas love to take your location. The hoes, I'm going grace, trying to figure how the game's supposed to go. It's a cold game, boy, you better have your scully. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Them niggas hate for a rise. They want a partial just so they can come and go when it's time. These bitches do your ass wrong when you ain't got a dime, and still when you foot the bill sometime. That's why I say fuck these niggas. Fuck you, nigga.
Woo! We live in the movie studio. Oh yeah, it's a movie.
I just came to do my thing. Why you pussies wanna hate on me? I'm the coach and QB. Next play on me. Since they eager to jump, snap cadence on 3, feel like a rock him, sting like the boy Ali. We ought to sing the apple don't fall far from the tree. He don't sing, see me in the streets, just let me be. Cause they'll leave your family with a hell of a fee. And church bowing heads taking a knee. My old boy gave me the lawyer, I ain't taking the plea. My niggas going out for Boston, I ain't talking to T or the Celtics. My niggas head first for the green, they can't help it. We turn Wu-Tang for the cream, no other method. You need the code of conduct, you lack ethics. I came to stack the wheat bread and cold lettuce. Reveal concealed weapons the moment we feel threatened. I know the clock's ticking, but nigga, the time's precious. Signal the green light for my people.
Y'all join the Shut It Live, man. Talk Monday, we back. 2022. We live in the movie studio. It's a movie.
On my schedule, so nigga, I've been better. You gotta take your charge, you want credit or debit.
Y'all already know what time it is. Gotta represent always. Go copy some merch. And it's cold outside. Still got hoodies.
Real niggas, your life ain't been
Puerto Rican East still got hoodies, man. Make sure y'all go holler at Freaky E. Yo, what's good, my boy? Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all go holler at Earl. Get yourself a mistaken identity hoodie. And I've had this for a year. It still look like it. I'm trying to show y'all quality product. Y'all make sure y'all drop in mistaken kicks. Get you some shoes. Yeah, all that good stuff. Join the Shut It Live. Y'all already know what time it is.
Up where the bread at. We in this
one stick.
You asking where the lead at. We ducky out cause we heard us where the feds at. Hit you up, you gon' need more than the med pack.
Jeez.
Masked up where the bread at. We in the cut if you asking where the lead at. We ducky out cause we heard us where the feds at. Hit you up, you gon' need more than the med pack. I'm not about Dawson native. That's a debate. That's Confederate.
Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's the homie Neighbors, aka it's the one stick. Y'all make sure y'all go cop that album on all streaming platforms. What's good? We live. We back. It's Man Talk Monday, man. We live in the movie studio, y'all. That's how you know it's big. That's how you know 2022 supposed to be our year. We in the movie studio. Y'all see it right behind me? Right there. The movie studio. We got any aspiring artists, any aspiring actresses. You need to come shoot you a little short film. You get what I'm saying? You need a casting. You know, you trying to get yourself in the movie industry. You trying to break into that industry. Come to the movie studio. Yeah, live. We here. The Galleria Mall type vibe. Very beautiful. Right next to Dillard's. I'm able to go get a polo and come right to do the show. Blessings. You feel me? But yeah, man, shout out to them. Shout out to Rose, the boss lady herself. Y'all already know, be watching Rose because she got so much going on. I can't drop everything, you know, the contracts, the ink still wet on the tracks, you feel me? So we ain't gonna drop all that business. But y'all already know what time it is with Rose. Make sure y'all go support that. But yeah, man, we at the movie studio, man. It's a blessing. 2022 is a great year. Man Talk Monday, we back. I know we've been gone for a while, but we here today. We is here today, and y'all already know how I start every show. Got to shout out the people who support the people who support us. So shout out to Mistaken Identity. Y'all make sure y'all go copy our merch. Go to the website, hit them up for the kicks. If you want them Jordans, them ones coming back out, them cool grays coming back out, them foes coming back out. If you want them, you better say something. You better say something. Make sure y'all at Mistaken Kicks, man. On Facebook, on IG. Make sure y'all at Mistaken Identity, man. Get you a nice hoodie. It's getting cold outside. Y'all already know what time it is. So get him. Y'all make sure y'all go to sandrasaccessories.com. Always got to support that young lady. She's a high school entrepreneur trying to make it before she even makes it. So y'all make sure y'all go support her. Go to sandrasaccessories.com. Go to her Instagram page. Copy you some merch. I see everybody back outside now. We just don't give a damn about CDC guidelines. So everybody back outside now. Y'all make sure y'all go and copy y'all some merch. Shout out to Darius Davis, Keith Davis, them brothers right there. Them brothers, a whole group out here. You hear me? Talented brothers, man. Y'all make sure y'all go listen to that music. Y'all make sure y'all go support them. You hear me? Shout out to my boy Earl getting ready to go across that yonder. Shout out to him. Y'all make sure y'all keep him in your prayers, even though my dog say his job ain't like that. He ain't one of them. Earl say, hey, dog, I ain't one of them. I ain't going there. That ain't the place. Now I know what you're talking about, but I ain't going over there. The place I'm going is nice. So yeah, shout out to him, man. Why he, you feel me, out here doing this thing for the country. Again, shout out Melissa. Melissa did me a big favor the other day and got me. Melissa's the one who helped me be able to help somebody who, you know, really needed some assistance. And anybody from the Let's Be Clear group, y'all know what I'm talking about. Melissa, y'all make sure y'all go, you know, give her a hand clap, man. Tap on her name, hit her with a like, man, because she really helped me out with that. So yeah, man. Any other business? We website under construction, but please get them on IG. Y'all see the comment, Lord. And I'm entertaining everybody tonight. Let me go ahead and drop the link for y'all right now. Anybody want to jump on the live? Y'all already know what time it is, man. Come on through. We talking about it all, man. We got a lot to catch up on. Because boy, 2021 kind of ended. Well, you know, yeah, me 2021 kind of ended a little funny a little bit. So we talking about it all today, man. But definitely want to say thank y'all for, you know, tuning in, supporting. I know it's been a long vacation, but I needed that, please, you know. And check it out on all streaming platforms, man. Make sure y'all go support. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get on to a little business. You feel me? Little business. Y'all see where we at. Y'all see the moves. 2022, we bigger and better, man. We are not at the movie studio. First of all, I cannot stress enough. This is a beautiful facility. I cannot stress this enough. Beautiful facility. I'm looking around. I mean, seem like they have everything together in here. And like I said, if you're an aspiring actress, you trying to get into the business, you need to do headshots. You need to shoot you a little short story real quick. You know, all of that good stuff. Y'all come check it out, man. The movie studio. Go to the website, themoviestudio.com. If you go to WMRRONL.com, there's a link to the app. Download the app. Yeah, we at the movie studio. So be looking for some real big things to come with this partnership. WMRR and the movie studio, man, it's finna get big and better, man. So, yay. Crazy things has been going on, people. Talk to me. What is the problem? Just a little bit, you know. I'm gonna just work most recent on backwards. I guess the most recent thing I done seen is Jeezy and Jenny May talking about they gonna raise a gender neutral baby. That they baby ain't gonna know what gender they is. Apparently, the baby just gonna grow into a gender. Interesting to me. Interesting to me. I'm trying to figure out how that works. Your child is born, your child has certain physiological appendages, okay? Those appendages determine whether or not you are a specific gender, at least the last time I checked. So I don't understand how you raise a child not knowing their gender. I would love to hear how that is supposed to how that's supposed to materialize, how that's supposed to work out. I just want to know. I myself personally, oh man, my boy is my boy, and he know he's my son, and my daughter's my daughter, and she knows she's my daughter, and she knows she's a daughter, and she knows she's a girl, and my son knows he's a boy. I don't know how you raise children without that identity. Cause I mean, what do you do when it's time to put clothes on the baby? Do you go with like, I don't know what neutral colors is, because I don't really think gray is a neutral color. I don't think gray is for a girl. I'm sorry, I don't think that. Yellow could be for a boy, I guess. Maybe not the best color, but I guess yellow could work. I don't know, but I mean, how does this work? You know, do you put two different outfits out and let the child crawl to whichever outfit they want to wear? Like, I mean, if somebody can explain it to me, I would love to hear it. I just want to know how they're going to do it. I mean, if that's what they want to do with their child, then hey, what the hell do I got to do about that? Nothing at all. But I would love to know how this is going to work out. So if anybody can explain it to me, I would love to hear it. I kind of want to know about this. Like, how do you raise a How do you raise a gender neutral child? How do you raise a child with that child not knowing what their gender is for the people who, the people who watching, how do you raise a child without that child knowing their gender? I mean, that's interesting to me. So if anybody kind of knows how that works, then I would love to hear it. But I don't know, man. That I think that it's just all too much. I don't think that let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I don't think that was Jeezy's idea. I don't think that Jeezy was like, yeah, I think we should raise our child to be gender neutral. I think that maybe for the sanctity of the relationship, he figured, hell, why not, I guess. But I don't think that was his idea on doing that. What y'all think? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to be understanding. Again, like I say, ain't my child. I don't really have no say in how, their child is going to be raised. I just want to kind of spitball some ideas as to how this is going to work out. How do you raise a child to be gender neutral? How do you raise a child to not know what they are as it pertains to their gender? Like I say, I mean, simple stuff like dressing a child. Like, do you let the child pick out what they want to wear? So you put a girl outfit and a boy outfit down? Like how does all this work? I kind of want to know. So please, anybody who has an idea, let me know. I seen that is in the news. Man, what else been going on? The Fresh and Fit podcast. Well, I keep telling people, and it's starting to get to a point. I know that women think that men are just so in lockstep with the Fresh and Fits and the Kevin Samuels of the world, guys who kind of spout out, some, somewhat ridiculous things. I think. I mean, just in my opinion, I ain't nothing but a humble servant. Okay, Keith says you don't bombard them with gender roles, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how? I mean, I get what I get not bombarding them with gender roles, but see, in my mind, there are certain things that should not even be gender role anymore. So it's teaching like basic survival. A kid doing a child learning how to cook. It's not a gender role. Like, it's not that girls are only supposed to cook and boys are not supposed to cook. Boys need to know how to cook just as well as girls need to know how to cook too. So I mean, that's not a gender role. I don't think anymore. Shouldn't be, at least. Cooking. I mean, cleaning. Cleaning is not a gender role. You have to clean up. Like, if you mess up, you clean up. So it's not as if you are, making those tasks to be tasks of a specific gender. But then on the flip side of that, I don't know how much my daughter needs to learn how to cut the grass. I'm just being honest. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it with some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it. I understand that you don't tell them what a boy does and what a girl does. You give them the task that people do because it's a part of survival. I get it. But what I'm saying is, like, even when what's good? Yo, shout out to my boy all the way from Texas. Well, he ain't from Texas, but he in Texas. Shout out to my bro. What's good, my boy? Yeah, like it's like I say, you're not telling a child that girls are supposed to clean up. You're not telling a child girls are supposed to cook. I get that. Those are life skills that anybody needs to know, girl or boy. Granted. But I don't know how much my daughter needs to learn how to cut the grass. I just don't foresee it. My son, however, needs to know how to cut grass. That is a task that is, see, it's like getting into the weeds almost, because if you break down every essential task, yes, there are tasks that you as a boy or a man that you do that a woman is not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Or at least you don't. I mean, I don't foresee a necessary purpose for my daughter to learn it. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, yes, my daughter needs to learn how to change a tire. That's because if all else fails, if nothing else can work, she knows how to change a tire. But again, like I say, I don't know if my daughter needs to learn how to change an alternator. Okay. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, but my son, yes, he should know how to change an alternator. He should know how to change brakes. He should know how to do all of those things. I know how to do them. My father knew how to do them. Don't know if his father knew how to do them, but I know my mother's father knew how to do them. So these are things that you need to learn just as a man. I mean, let's just be real. I think that the problem is that the gender role situation is being used as a weapon, right? So that this whole notion of gender roles has, instead of us looking at it for what it is and using common sense, it's just like what people would say about gun reform, right? So people make the argument that yes, the forefathers or the whoever fathers you like to call them, whoever daddy's name is, yes, they intended for every person to be able to defend themselves, but I don't think that they had the foresightedness to understand automatic weaponry. That is not a horrible point. I myself personally am not the biggest fan of this notion that we have to take people's guns. I think that we need to do a lot better job of vetting people. I get all of the other stuff. I'm not necessarily of the mindset that we should be taking guns away. I don't think that, we should have only fucking revolvers. I'm not saying that, but I get the principle. I get the point that our forefathers had not intended or did not know that there were going to be automatic weapons involved in life. So yes, granted, right? And it's just like, that's the same way with this. Like, yes, gender roles, cool, I get it. Yes, there are some things that women are not going to do, or women that don't need to do. It's not it's not a necessity for a woman to learn how to do specific things. You get what I'm saying? Certain little stuff, bro, I get it, just because if you can't get it done anywhere else, you know how to do it. But we talking about an emergency situations. I don't think my daughter needs to learn how to patch drywall, but my son will learn how to patch drywall. Not because it's only men can do it, but I just don't think that my daughter is going to be in a situation where she needs to learn how to patch drywall. I mean, undoubtedly she would have brothers. She got me, whatever. And I would hope that I'm raising her and she's being raised in a way in which, she'd be financially self-sufficient, so she wouldn't have to, stress out about whether or not she had to call to get something fixed or something done. But it's just certain things that my son needs to learn, that he needs to do, and certain things that my daughter don't. But like I say, gender roles, we use them as weapons instead of looking at them in common sense. Of course, there are certain things that can be reformed. So there are certain gender roles that has been reformed. The notion that women only cook and clean, that is not a notion anymore. You have a certain percentage of the male community that still believes that, but I can almost assure you they're either of an older standard, or that they're older guys, or they're, kind of douchebags. And I'm just being honest about that. So, that's not the prevailing opinion, though. We don't think that a woman's purpose now is to cook and clean. Women can run companies. Women have been incredibly successful at running companies. We know all of these things. So, of course, some gender roles have become more fluid. Cooking, cleaning has become a lot more fluid. A lot more men are willing to cook and clean, not because it's not because it's your responsibility, but because as a human being, you got to learn how to cook. You got to learn how to be able to feed yourself. You got to learn how to clean. Like, if you by yourself, what, you going to live in a pigsty? No, you need to learn how to clean. So those types of roles have become a little more fluid. Now, of course, again, like I said, I don't think that my daughter needs to learn how to cut a yard. So then those types of roles have not been fluid. Those roles have stayed rigid. And I don't have a problem with that. But there's been certain introductions into life and society that has allowed for some gender roles to be more fluid and Right now, we don't see that. So, I mean, it's certain things that a boy has to do. It's certain things that a girl won't be doing. And it's because they're a girl and they're a boy. That's just factual. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I get that we don't want to teach gender roles per se, but just the law and the lay of the land dictates that there are things that men will do that women don't have to. Get it? There are things that women need to be more fluid on, given the situation. The women need to understand that at a certain time period that things were the way they were. Now they're not. So because they're not, things need to be more fluid. But there are some things that men still need to be able to do, and it's not for women to really learn. Again, changing your tire, yes, it's important to learn how to change a tire, whether you're a man or a woman. Because, I mean, again, if you get stuck, you can't call nobody else. You should at least be able to change the tire. I think that is a survival skill. Cooking, cleaning, these are survival skills. So, yes, both men and women need to learn how to do them. Both men and women need to do them. But again, there are certain things that my daughter simply is not going to be doing because she's a girl. She's not going to be cutting the yard. Why? Because she's a girl. Now, of course, okay, if me and my son are working outside, so we cutting the grass, we washing the cars, whatever, then of course her and her mom is on the inside cleaning and this and that. But that's just us doing our part of the household, chores and responsibilities. It's not to say that that's her role, that's all she's supposed to do. But I mean, am I gonna have my daughter outside cutting the yard? No. Am I gonna have my daughter outside washing the car? No. My son, yeah, Bill's character. My daddy did it to me. I don't know about his daddy, but it's Bill's character, man. So, you know what I'm saying? They need to learn that. But this notion that we can't teach gender roles, like, nah, I think that's where the problem lays. Like, it's so PC, like it's so polarizing to say that women don't really have to learn how to cut the yard. That's not a part of their DNA. It's even more polarizing to say because women make a substantial amount of money that they should financially contribute. They enjoy one and not the other. I mean, they enjoy me saying that you don't have to cut the yard, you don't have to wash the car. They enjoy that part. The other part of that, not so much. And I don't think men have a problem with women not washing cars or cutting yards. I don't think no man is like, man, I ain't feel why she can't cut the yard. Why she can't do that? Now, do I think a woman can take out the garbage? Yes, I think you can take out the garbage. Okay, goddamn. All right, there's a little garbage in the kitchen. All right, it ain't like you pulling the garbage to the street. You know what I'm saying? You can take out the garbage, okay? But is it a big thing? No. But you know what I'm saying? So that's right there. I don't know how else you propose, to raise kids and not providing, because you're going to teach your son different things than your daughter is going to learn. Like I say, certain things your daughter don't have to learn because she's a girl. And that's okay. Certain things need to change, of course, and certain things could stay the same without a problem. I don't have a problem with the notion of masculinity, because I don't think masculinity is directly tied to how much money you got. I think about those types of things: cutting the yard, washing cars, being able to patch drywall, being able to fix a little small plumbing issue. You know what I'm saying? Being able to work on a car. Those things that's what's masculine to me. How much money somebody make, I don't know how that equals masculinity, because it does not. But that's where we at with that. So anybody else got any suggestions? Anybody else got anything that they think or how they figure that you can raise a child being gender neutral? Raise a child, because like I said, I'm trying to figure out how everything works, like down to the clothes. Like, even when you're choosing clothes, do you choose the dress? Do you put the dress in the pants and let the child crawl to the dress? Maybe he crawled to the dress because he get to put his head in it and he like the woo, I don't know. Does that naturally make him want to wear dresses? I don't know, but I just want to know how do we raise a child to be gender neutral? It's interesting to me. If can figure that one, I don't know. So that is, of course, kind of wild. What else? It's been a couple of different things, man, that we've been really kind of crazy on. Let me see 7. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, sir. I just kind of want to know how you do it. Also, there's been there's been a couple of different things. I seen this video and I see a lot of my sisters. It's so crazy that I just seen this, but I see a lot of my sisters kind of like in the uproar about this video, right? So, hey, bro, exactly, and that's the thing, like. And that's why this notion of money equals power is so dangerous, because the people with the most money have the biggest microphones, and their ideals, their attitudes get put on display, and then what happens is people use that and apply it to the masses. Because don't nobody think like that shit, man. Ain't no dude. I don't know one dude. I honestly, I do not know one guy that I know that be like, man, I want my woman home, cooking and cleaning and having babies. Like, I don't know nobody like that. Maybe one person. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know guys like that. So this notion that's their opinion. And then that's the thing, like, if you listen to how they talk, even with Kevin Samuels, I don't disagree with a lot of what Kevin Samuels is saying. And that is because I do think that a lot of women have this inflated self-confidence. And it's not that it's a bad thing to have confidence in yourself, but if you use that confidence as a means to denigrate or demean others, then you have too much confidence. You get what I'm saying? So it's not that being confident is a problem. Like, yeah, feel like you the baddest woman in the world. Feel like that. Don't treat people like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, I feel like I'm the baddest dude in the world. Listen here, anybody could tell you, anybody who know me will tell you. The only thing that I'm always lean on, okay, is can you whoop my ass? No matter what I say, no matter what I do, none of that. My brother is right here. My brother can tell you. That is the only thing that I'm going to say. All that about you getting mad and all of that about you being angry, don't care about none of that. Is you going to whoop my ass? That's what I say. I feel like I'm the baddest man on the planet. I don't treat people that way, though. I don't walk around taking people's, you feel me, lollipops because I don't think they can whoop on my ass. The amount of confidence that I have is my self-confidence, and it's what makes me feel good. But I don't use my self-confidence as a means to disrespect, denigrate, or demean another person. And I think that a lot of times that is what a lot of women do. They think that, they use that because they're beautiful and they're lauded after by so many guys. By the way, I don't get how that is a flex, because if women say that all men want is sex, then how is the amount of guys that's running after you a good thing for you? I don't know, but neither here nor there. But a lot of women use that they are beautiful, attractive, whatever the case. They use that as a means to disrespect people, because I feel like it's even disrespectful when you hold a dope for somebody and they don't say thank you. I feel disrespected. I don't know about you. How about you? Okay, Puerto Rican E said the same thing. If I hold a door open for you and you don't say thank you, I feel kind of disrespected about that, because I didn't have to hold the door open for you at all. So because I held the door open for you, you should say thank you. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't use your self-confidence as a means to judge and talk down and demean other people. Like, that's crazy. And when Kevin Samuels and some of these guys talking, that's what I kind of hear. The underlying message is like, listen, as fine as you think you is, you's not that bad. And that's a reality check. And it's a reality check that a lot of people don't like. It's a reality check that people don't want to hear. And especially when that reality check is given to a woman, because then it starts to feel like you're trying to embarrass her or something like that. You know how people think. But at the end of the day, it's a reality check. So some of the things I agree with. I agree with the notion of a domicile woman. I don't nobody want no woman loud or don't nobody want no woman like that. I agree with certain things that they're saying. I think that their delivery is horrible. I think that their overlying message kills the underlying messages I find in what they say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my idea. It's just like when people say, "Oh, I'm blunt." I got a partner like that. Oh, I just keep it real. I just tell the truth. I don't have time to know, bro. You don't have to be an asshole to tell the truth. A requirement of the truth is not being an asshole to say it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what they're saying may be true or what they're saying may have merit, but since you such an asshole and then you're using the guise of, oh, I'm direct, or I don't double talk. No, it's not about double talking, bro, but you don't have to, like I say, you don't have to disrespect people. And I feel like a lot of what those guys do, Fresh and Fit and Kevin Samuels, is a little disrespectful. Not Kevin Samuels as much as Fresh and Fit, but I think that Kevin Samuels get a little disrespectful too. Now, I can't say that Kevin Samuels traditionally does not get all up in arms until you kind of say things to trigger him, but then I kind of think he gets triggered a little too easy. It's like, that got to snap like a peanut. Like, nah, you don't have to snap like a peanut all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they say something you don't like, cool, man. Use your intelligence to retort what they're saying. That's what I do. Somebody saying something that, a chick tries to use a personal attack against me, which I've had happen. I've been in a spiriting debate or something like that in regards to a topic, and then I started to see personal attacks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I do? I'd be like, yeah, you're right about all of that. I just want you to answer my original question, though. I've had a chick do that on Facebook. Oh, you must be this and you must be that, or you must be don't have this and you must be don't have that. Yeah, I don't. That's cool. I just want you to answer the original question. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put your intelligence on display. To be honest with you, I don't have to call you a bitch. I don't have to, these big sassy ass broads, and I ain't got to do none of that. I'm gonna put your intelligence on display. I'm just gonna stick to what I was talking about, and we're gonna see if you can stick to what we were talking about. We're gonna see if you have an answer or you just talking out your ass. I personally like people to stand on what they're talking about. So when we going back and forth, stand on it, because I'm going to stand on mine. And the more you choose to go down a rabbit hole, which is information, the more we will learn. But then a lot of times you see what a lot of people, they don't even want to get into the intellectual sparring. And then that's where the other personal attacks come in, and, oh, you must be a beta. Oh, you must be this, you must be that, who hurt you. Never something that stays on topic. So that's how I would kill it. I don't think that this, Kevin says, oh, see you big sassy bras and, this and that. And I don't think Myron and, we don't deal with the Shaniquas and all this other stupid shit. Like, I don't think that that's helping the situation. And my thing is that I understand that they have reached a certain level in life, and that's cool. I don't think that is a problem that they've become affluent or whatever the case may be. I'm not no hater or none of that shit. But my thing is, first of all, you wasn't talking like that before you got where you at. You ain't one. You wasn't one of them. I can see if you was talking like that from your inception. One thing about me, no matter how much money I got in my pocket, I'm always gonna talk sporty. Cause at the end of the day, why? You can't whoop my ass. So I'm always talk sporty. You know what I'm saying? And I always have talked sporty. When I was up, when I was down, everywhere in between, I always talk sporty. So that ain't gonna never change about me. But a lot of these guys weren't never talking sporty like that until they got money, which tells me that a lot of them got played with by women, and now that they got money, they feel like it's they get back. Like, oh yeah, now I'm finna Now you're gonna do exactly what I say do. You know, now you my slave now. Like, yeah, I got the money now. Like, I can't, it kind of feels that way. Like, they don't come. I don't think that they come with genuine information. I don't think the information comes from like a genuine place. I think the information comes from like being scorned, and then like, okay, now you finally, you know what I'm saying, you finally lauded after, even though you don't realize that you're not being lauded after because of you. You're being lauded after because of you. Essentially, what equates to material possessions, but for them, it's all the same. So, because then they also don't believe that women can see outside of that. They think that a woman's inherent nature is to look for the most money possible. And I personally don't think that. But what I do think is if you say something enough, people will begin to believe it and they will die believing it. So I don't think that it's impossible for a woman to financially contribute and also be quote unquote submissive, whatever that means. Because I also don't understand what men say or what men are talking about specifically when they say they want a woman who's submissive. I don't understand it myself. I mean, I think that we all as adults have opinions, of course, because I am who I am. I think that in a lot of situations, I'm going to be able to make decisions independent of you. And I think that in situations, you'd be able to make some decisions independent of me. And I think that if it's a decision that's big enough, then we need to have a conversation so that we both are on the same page with the decision. But I think at the end of the day, it's like there's a level of respect that has to be provided to the person who's willing to die for you. And I don't think that we talk about that enough when we're talking about like being in a marriage, being in a serious committed or a serious relationship. So in a serious relationship, you at your lady house, you know, you at your girl crib, even if you don't stay there. If you at your girl crib and there's something go bump in the night, I don't know what man is gonna look to that woman to get up and go check that. So the person who's willing to lay their life on the line for you, the person who's willing to die so that you survive, I mean, I think that that has to come with just a modicum more of respect than, you get what I'm saying? It's like, that it's not that you submitting to me, it's that you understand that if something should happen, I'm literally going to lay my life on the line to ensure your survival. You, on the other hand, while it's great that you have women that say, "Oh, nah, I'm gonna ride with my man and woody woody woo," like that's cool and all, but that's not really a function of yours. So it's not something that one can expect from you per se. But I myself, I understand that in a relationship, no matter what we do, no matter how much, you know, we could split everything right down the middle, but get prepared to die so that you live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that. You know what I'm saying? Are you prepared to die so someone can live? You know, y'all got kids. The first thing you gonna have her do is secure the children, while you go and potentially die to kind of make sure that they survive. Of course, if you die, then it's a chance that it does not happen. But what you do is you prepare your mate. You make sure that your mate has a firearm that they know how to use, so that if something should happen to you, they're able to properly defend themselves until help arrives. And you can try all of that good stuff, but at the very beginning of it, you have to die for that to happen. You see what I'm saying? So how is it? How could you not understand the power? How could you not understand that maybe I should lean towards allowing that person to kind of lead things? It's not about what I pay or what he pays, because at the end of the day, if I paid 100%, that person is still going to make sure I live past him if something should happen. Now, of course, I'm not telling y'all to go out there and pay 100% and nothing for nobody and all of that good stuff. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, that does not get spoken about when we talk about relationships. It's almost as if like that part of a relationship is forgotten. When women have to know that as a man, you will put your life on the line for the woman who you love, that woman who you care about, that woman who's your woman. You put your life on the line for her to survive. Something happens, something go bump in the night. whatever the case may be, somebody kicking the door, that man is the first one that's going to check that out. I mean, and again, like I say, it will not always end up the way it should. Because if we look at a situation like Breonna Taylor, even though her man was the first man to fire, her man was that man, she still got hit. Now she didn't get hit where they tried to shoot her. She got hit on the straight vibes, but it ain't gonna always be perfect. But at the end of the day, that man stood up and with courage and conviction was ready to die to ensure her survival. And I think that has to be talked about too. I think that has to be factored in with whether or not that man is worth something. Because I mean, listen, it's creeps in all forms, it's creeps with all types, it's creeps with money, it's creeps is broke. You got some guys that with real life, boy, kind of like, shit, get up out of there on you. Hey, somebody may get ass and elbows on you, baby. Like, hey, we to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it got to be something got to be said for them guys, man, who willing to lay their life on the line. So I need to in fact, there's too many creeps out here. Listen, it's too many creeps out here. But like I'm saying earlier, this is the problem, right? So I look at everything like action, reaction, reaction. And it's not to place blame. It's not to assign blame on anybody. Another part about it, I think that, we sometimes we hear certain things and we assimilate that as it's blaming. And it's not per se. But if you look at how creeps are developed, how creeps were developed, how did this happen? How did it happen? If men were, and this is like, okay, so if men were this, how did they get to this? You know what I'm saying? If men were once that, what happened to make men this now? Because I get there's a lot of creeps out here. I'm not saying that there's not no creeps out here at all. It's major creeps and weirdos out here. You know what I'm saying? But how did it happen? Like how have we gotten to so many creeps? When if we have too many creeps now, that means at some point we didn't have a lot of them, or that wasn't as prevalent. So how do we get these creeps? You know what I'm saying? And like I even understand, like listen, I think that in every situation, depending on who you is and depending on how you view the world, you could formulate an argument against anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that the goal is to argue. I think the goal is to try to get people to understand. Like, and even in doing that, not everybody's going to understand. I try to understand from all aspects. So I'll give you an example, right? And we did a whole entire show on this. So we did a whole entire show on rape culture, and the show was, I developed the show because I seen a post that a young lady posted on Twitter, and she was talking about how some women have high body counts because they're scared to say no because of several things, and and I get all of that. I understand how one can be fearful if they're in a situation and they are physically outmatched, like they're physically out what word I want to use? They're physically outmatched. There we go. They're physically outmatched. I get it. I understand how scary that could be. I get it. And I don't know what the perfect answer is in that situation. I'm not going to go through it. Hell, even if I had to go to prison, I wouldn't go through it because I would just stab somebody. That's me though. So I don't know how to navigate that situation wholeheartedly. But I guess when people give their opinion on it, it is not to say that life is perfect and that's perfectly how things going to go. But you see what Earl just said, there's too many creeps out here and there's too many passes that been given, and that's how we got so many creeps. So at what point do we stop giving the passes? Like, okay, bomb. If you say no and the dude keep going, that's rape. All right. I get what you're saying, that people are going to say this about you, people are going to say that about you, this and that, this and that. But people talked about Jesus. And at some point, it's like, how do we know about these guys if don't nobody say something because everybody's scared? Not everybody is going to not believe you. I think that, like I said, some of the biggest barriers to whether or not a woman is believed in regards to these situations is one, time frame. So yes, when you come 10 and 15 years, 20 years, and you saying that back in 1983, this person did this and that, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, like, now we literally have to go off of your word. And we don't have any evidence to prove this. We don't have none of that. We could literally only go off your word. And then what people fail to realize is, of course, when you're talking about, we have to go off of one person, we have to go off the word of one person, from the word to the word of the next, right? Yes, look at the situation. If like Bill Cosby, for instance, Bill Cosby was America's dad. Nobody could ever see any wrong in Bill Cosby. People literally grew up with Bill Cosby, and Bill Cosby was pseudo their father. So of course it wouldn't have been advantageous for people to say 20 years ago, because that's when people loved him the most. That's when we was growing up. So yeah, man, people are not going to naturally believe you in that situation because people have an idea about a specific person. Okay. And that idea has been fostered, and that idea has been drilled because of media, the fact that we got reruns, generations grew up. And if you didn't catch the Cosby Show, you caught the reruns as you grew up. So yes, off the face of that, not a lot of people was going to believe these women. Then when you go into the situation even deeper, not only do you have the time frame issue, but you have specifics as to how it went down. Something that apparently was widely done. You know what I'm saying? All of these things have to be weighed. But I can guarantee you, I promise you, if the night these women say they were raped, if they would have gone to the hospital, called the police, the night after, whatever, right then and there. Wait, hold on. Damn, that happened? Like, this was just a night ago. This is just a night ago. You see, it's a little different now. It's a little different now. I think that, and then not only that, but we love to talk about misogyny and all of these extenuating circumstances. I don't think no man has ever taught their son that's, hey, listen, son, if the skirt is too short, you can rape him. Nobody has ever taught their child that. Okay, so it's like, yes, do guys do something that is terrible? Yes. Are boys being raised to do that? No, I don't think so. So if the issue is not, that a child was raised to commit these types of acts, right? We say, where do they learn it from? Now then you say, okay, well, they learn it from pop culture, they learn it from entertainment, this and that. Okay, cool. So if this is where they learn it from, that means we have to stop that type of entertainment, because that type of entertainment is teaching or sending the wrong message, right? We all agree on this. Okay, so we all agree on this. If we have to stop a behavior, if we feel like something is teaching a behavior that is then detrimental to society, which rape culture, all of that stuff is detrimental to society, and we have to stop the influences, because we know that we're not teaching it in the home. It's not that mom or it's not that dad is teaching little Johnny how to forcefully take some box. So we know that that's not the case, one. Then we reach for an extenuating circumstance, which is entertainment. So now we say we have to stop making the entertainment that would reinforce negative ideals like rape. But in order to stop that entertainment from being made, Even if there is somebody, even if there is some dastardly man, a Harvey Weinstein, then what has to happen is the people that are in these films have to then say no. You cannot teach rape culture in a movie if no woman is willing to do a rape scene. Even if a guy is willing to do the scene, he can't if he does not have a woman to do the scene with. Of course, it's 2022, CGI, blah, blah, blah. We get that. But I think that we all know, you know what I'm saying? Like we would know the difference. And the reason is because whatever actress that is would have to be, it's likely an A-list actress. She in an A-list movie. So it's got to be an A-list actress. So we know you ain't going to CGI that because they have refused to do the movie. Because they said the movie is the problem. So they don't do the movie. So even if all men were in lockstep in regards to continuing teaching a rape culture through entertainment, the only way this happens is if women participate in that same entertainment. And it's just like the ideas about the music and like me, because I've said this to my mom a lot of times. My mom does not like curse words in music. It's funny because she cursed, but that's the point. She does not like to hear them rappers cussing. She do not like to hear them rappers saying, calling women out their name and stuff like that. I completely get it. I don't, I get it. That's her tone, right? But she often asks me, she be like, well, why they got to make this music like this? And I say, well, because women dance to it. If women stop dancing to it and supporting it, they would have to change. Because if you look at any club, no club is designed to bring men in. Every club is designed to bring women in, and a byproduct of women coming is men being there. And these club owners, club promoters, they know it. That's why women get in free, men have to pay. Because they know that as long as there's women coming, that there's going to be men that come, right? So if women in lockstep say we won't listen or support any artist that call women derogatory names, speak negatively of women, whatever the case may be, then I think that we would have to change the type of music that we making. I honestly feel that way because again, you're not going to get because men ain't coming to the club to dance. Like that's women coming to the club to dance and look all good and get drinks or whatever the case may be. You're not gonna have no club full of all dudes. Hell, even at the biker clubs, even at all of the clubs, they have women in those clubs. You're not just gonna have a club of all men. See what I'm saying? So if the just like with WNBA, women say that WNBA players should get paid more. This and that, this and that, this and that. Women outnumber men in this country. If every last woman decided to tune in to all of those WNBA games, then they would have just as much viewership as the NBA does, which would mean that they would get bigger revenue because it would be more money going into advertising for them because there's actually a market. People are actually watching it. But a lot of these things, and it's not to blame. We're not blaming anybody. But what I'm saying is a lot of the L's of our community have to be kind of like moved on by women in lockstep. And we don't see that happen. So because it does not often happen, things are allowed to continue to be the way they are. And I'm not even talking about just like sisters or nothing. I'm just talking about women at large, Black, white, Spanish, all women at large. You know what I'm saying? Like this, the people say, over sex, what is it called? Over sexification? Is that the term? I think over sexification. I think that's what it is. I think that's the term. But like over sexification. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? If no woman decided to buy any skirt that was too short, they wouldn't make short skirts. If every woman developed a standard of dress that they would all adhere to prevent any one of them from being over sexualized, then what would happen is the market would have to acquiesce. And if that's the case, then that's simply how you change the situation. I just think that we all have to move together. We all have to work together on common sense situations. It's just like the Million Man March. Yes, it was called the Million Man March. Please don't think there wasn't women there. Like there was definitely women there. I'm saying Million Man March, we came together and we said that these specific things need to change, and we moved in lockstep, and that's how they got changed. If we don't continue to move in lockstep, then things are not going to change. As long as a few of us, or as long as we have people amongst us that can be infiltrated simply by dangling materialistic things in their face, then we're not going to get to where we need to be at as a people. So we all have to develop certain standards and certain morals and values that are pushed throughout all of our communities that we all adhere to, so that way we can move in lockstep and we can change things. Like that's just a simple point blank period out of it. Like that's exactly how it's going to happen. The only way it's going to happen is for us to be able to move in lockstep. We have to let go certain ideals. It's okay to keep other ideals. Let's try to let go. Let's try to let go ideals that advantage one side over another. Let's try to do that. Let's not try to look for the advantage. Let's not try to get the over. Let's just try to get even first. You know what I'm saying? Then once we get even together, we can get over. But we have to get even first. If I'm here, or if you're here, I'm not bad with the camera. So if I'm here and then you're here, before we can get up here together, we have to get even. So let's work on getting even. If we get even, then together we can get over. But we're not getting that way because I'm here, or you're here and I'm here, and we're just doing this. So then one of us is never catching up with the other. No, we have to get here, and then from here we can just continue to go up. We can climb on top of each other, and we can help each other. That's the principle. That's the guiding principle. We have to be able to help each other. And in order for us to help each other, we got to stop worrying about getting over, and we just have to get even first. We have to get even with each other first. Once we get even with each other, then we can definitely just start climbing and getting over together. But yeah, man, that's what it is. Let's see how it goes, man. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be doing Man Talk Monday. Like I said, I know it's been a long vacation. I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. Thank y'all for your shares, your likes, whatever the case may be. We're going to continue to hit y'all with banging content. Anybody got any suggestions for a topic next week? If you think that you have a topic that we should discuss, then drop it in my inbox. Now, if you feel like we should discuss the topic now, don't be afraid to come on the show now, because we're going to discuss it. Whatever y'all want to do, that's what we're going to do. This year, we're going to make it more interactive. We're going to make it more about the things that y'all want to talk about. And it could be things that I may be adversarial against. It may be things you want me to defend my point on. We're going to do it. Just let me know, man. It's always a pleasure. I really do appreciate y'all stopping by. The show is from 8 to 10 on Mondays, and this is our welcome back show. So we're going to get out of here a little early today. But before we get up out of here, I just want y'all to understand something. We up. Y'all see it behind me. We at the movie studio. You see all this equipment? Man, there's a motorcycle right here. I ain't even capping. I would move the camera, but I don't have time. There's a motorcycle right here to my right. It is a motorcycle over here. They got the big thrones, man. We're going to start doing artist night. We're going to have artists come in, man. You want to pump your music. You want to get yourself out there. You're an actress. You're an actor. You're trying to start your own thing. You need to do, some headshots. You need to, just shoot you a little something. You need something produced for you. Man, come to the movie studio at the Galleria Mall. Man, and they got the packages and they got the prices and they got everything that you need. You know what I'm saying? We is at the actual studio. I'm just so happy because, that just means that we leveling up. Sometimes the setback ain't always a setback. Sometimes the setback is to clear the table for the big come up. You feel me? So, our table cleared and we done came up, man. So Shout out to y'all, man. It's always love. Y'all already know what time it is. WMRR Radio. Make sure y'all tune in. Angie Be Real. Tune into the Boss Rose. Make sure y'all check out Mistaken Kicks, Mistaken ID. Get you a sweater, cop you some merch. Make sure y'all go check out the videos. Make sure y'all do all of that, man. Let's support each other, and y'all can start sending me your businesses. You know, I ain't gonna. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this, but you know, I definitely love to shout out my sisters. So you know, all my sisters with businesses and all that, man. Send that to me, and we gonna definitely get to it, man. Queens to Be Clothing. Don't forget about it. The name, cause it's coming. Queens to Be Clothing is teaching young girls that they can be beautiful and they can be attractive and they can be queens in their dress code. So we starting that young because we got to start it. We got to start it at the babies. We know you old folks ain't gonna listen, so we got to start with the impressionable generations. So we gonna teach them, man. So 8 Arms LLC, shout out, man. The new company, the new brand. You know what I'm saying? 8 Arms, Mistaken ID, Mistaken Kicks. You know what I'm saying? Cassandra's Accessories, all the beautiful people. It was, you know, it's much love. I can't wait to see y'all next week. I can't wait to come back. I'm finna get up out of here. DJ, spin my music.
Navis on the beat, so you know that shit retarded. Huh? I'm trying to get it, living in the city of Venice. Scheming with my team, trying to come up on $1 million. Put a bag away to pay the way for your children. And if a nigga disrespect it, then we gotta kill him. I'm trying to get it, living in the city of Venice. Scheming with my team, trying to come up on $1 million. Put a bag away to pay the way for your children. And if a nigga disrespect it, then we gotta kill him. All my niggas do it for the paper. All your niggas do it for the hoes, and all us do it for the haters. When I smash, I'll see you later. I'm black as fuck like Darth Vader. So why I need a mask laying in your grass, boy, I'm about to fuck your day up. When I headshot a pussy, that's an easy layup. Say the small talking work, wait up, so pay up. We on the grind, niggas better wake up. All y'all niggas wanna do is bake up. I'm trying to stack $1 million, take a piece of Jacob. When you let them at it 2 cents, it's what it made you. Shout out to my nigga, why I treat us like a player from day one. Shit, I'm trying to get it, living in the city of Venice. Scheming with my team, trying to come up on $1 million. Put a bag away to pay the way for your children. And if a nigga disrespect it, then we gotta kill him. I'm trying to get it, living in the city of Venice. Scheming with my team, trying to come up on $1 million. Put a bag away to pay the way for your children. And if a nigga disrespect it, then we gotta kill him. Zoo Crew, BP1STC. My niggas is getting on just like the ball on the tee. You niggas better pray. Executions on your knees, running through your yard with some tools. How we cutting trees all off in your garage. This how we got some keys. Call Stacks old cause he stayed with the QPs. Don't test me, please. Y'all gents, we G's. 10 dogs, y'all fleas. Dirt nuts when you squeeze. Fuck your DBs, my play call and route running clean. That's what y'all on. I ride the lean with the green. Nick Cannon drums. There's no need for the beam. Put you right to sleep. There's no need for a dream. I like white women. That's black coffee with cream. Mother uncut. That's how we keep all the fame. You lost your whole crew. Cause you don't play well with team.